Alright, so in this problem, I have 2 to the power of 3x plus 2 to the power of x is equal to 10. So to start, if I have something in the form a to the power of m times n, this is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n. So in this case, 2 to the power of 3x, I can rewrite as 2 to the power of x to the power of 3. So now I have this plus 2 to the power of x is equal to 10. And now I'm going to let 2 to the power of x equal to the variable y. So now I have y to the power of 3 plus y is equal to 10. Now if I subtract 10 on both sides, I get y to the power of 3 plus y minus 10 is equal to 0. Now y I can rewrite as negative 4y plus 5y. I have this minus 10 is equal to 0. Now I'm going to factor this by grouping. I'm going to first factor out the greatest common factor from y to the power of 3 minus 4y, and then from 5y minus 10. So from y to the power of 3 minus 4y, the greatest common factor is y. So I have y times y squared minus 4, plus from 5y minus 10, it's 5. So I have 5 times y minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, y squared minus 4, that's the same thing as y plus 2 times y minus 2. So I have y plus 2 times y minus 2 plus 5 times y minus 2 is equal to 0. And now if I factor out y minus 2, I get y minus 2 times y plus, y times y plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 0, which is equal to y minus 2 times y squared plus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. So now this gives me two equations. Y minus 2 is equal to 0, and y squared plus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. For y minus 2 equals 0, y is simply equal to 2. For y squared plus 2y plus 5 equals 0, I'm going to use the quadratic formula. And I'm actually, if we just check b squared minus 4ac inside the quadratic formula, well, b squared, that's going to be 2 squared. So I have 4 minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 5, which is equal to 4 minus 20, which is negative 16. And you can't take the square root of a negative number, so there's no solution for this. And my only solution for y is 2. So now going back here, remember how we set 2 to the power of x equal y. So this means that 2 to the power of x is equal to 2. So 2 to the power of what number is equal to 2? 1, right? Meaning x is equal to 1. So this is my solution. Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of x to the power of 3 is equal to 36. So I want to find the value of x here. So for my solution, I'm going to first start with x to the power of x to the power of 3 is equal to 36. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the power of 3 on both sides. So now I have x to the power of x to the power of 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 36 to the power of 3. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n, right? And then m and n here, these two are interchangeable, meaning this is also equal to a to the power of n times m. So if a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m times n, and a to the power of n times m is the same thing as a to the power of m times n, this means that this is also equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So in simpler terms, a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So in this case, I have x to the power of x to the power of 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 36 to the power of 3. And I can think of x to the power of 3 here as m and 3 here as n. So if a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n to the power of m, then this means I can change the places of these two. So now I have x to the power of 3 to the power of x to the power of 3. and this is equal to 36 to the power of 3. Now 36 here, this is the same thing as 6 to the power of 2. So now I have x to the power of 3 to the power of x to the power of 3 is equal to 6 to the power of 2 to the power of 3. And now again, remember, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 6 to the power of 2 to the power of 3, that's going to equal 6 to the power of 2 times 3, which is simply 6. So I have 6 to the power of 6. Now I'm going to, now if I have something in the form a to the power of a is equal to b to the power of b, this means that a is equal to b. So in this case, a is x to the power of 3, so I have x to the power of 3 to the power of x to the power of 3, a to the power of a is equal to b is 6, so 6 to the power of 6. So in this case, a is equal to b, so x to the power of 3 is equal to 6, meaning x is equal to the cube root of 6. Alright, so in this problem, I have x minus 3 squared is equal to x squared. So to solve this, I want to find the value of x. So for my solution, first start with x minus 3 squared is equal to x squared. Then I'm going to subtract x squared on both sides. So now I have x minus 3 squared minus x squared is equal to 0. Now, if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, a is x minus 3 and b is x. So I have x minus 3 plus x times x minus 3 minus x, and this is equal to 0. So all we have to do is simplify this. So for x minus 3 plus x, I'm going to add these two x's, so now I have 2x, and then I have minus 3 at the end, times for x minus 3 minus x, cancel out the x and negative x. So now I'm left with negative 3 is equal to 0. So now, if I go ahead and distribute this negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 is equal to 0. So I subtract 9 on both sides. I get negative 6 is equal to 9. Negative 6 is equal to negative 9. And then I divide both sides by negative 6. And I get x is equal to 3 over 2. Now another way I can do this is, I'm actually going to write this up here. I have 2x minus 3 times negative 3 is equal to 0. This time I can actually divide both sides by negative 3. So I get 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So 2x is equal to 3, and x is equal to 3 over 2. So that's two different subparts of solving this, and 3 over 2 is my solution.